Welcome to One Word a Day. I'm Sophie, your pilot into the universe of Chinese. Today's expression, 实力宠娃. It's not exactly a very popular expression because you can see 宠娃 actually is parents talking about how they are spoiling their kids. They are giving the best to their kids, basically. So 实力宠娃 translated financially, physically spoil your kids. I mean, Chinese parents have the reputation as most Asian parents. They are tiger parents, right? Especially moms like me. I'm cast such in a stereotype into, I'm tiger mom. I push my kids so hard. But here in this expression, 实力宠娃 actually talks about parents who are doting on their kids. They're spoiling them financially, physically. So it's another type of parenting. It's kind of extreme on both ways, right? So this is an expression used by parents to kind of show off how they are going to support their kids. Okay, 实力 often used together means you are resourceful. You have the solid foundation, physically or financially, to support doing something. That's 实力. It's made of, financially, it's made of this arch, chimney, that's a private space. So Chinese use this dome with a chimney to define it as a private space. It's all walled in, but with a chimney because humans are living in there, and it's important that you can cook in there for Chinese. And then in the middle of it, there are two types of money. The one on the top, you can view it as a coin, a string of coins. Chinese coins are made of a circular shape, just like contemporary coins. But then in the middle is a square rectangle because Chinese believe the whole universe is in a sphere, but we live on this flat earth. So yes, Chinese ancient times are flat earthers, just like majority of pre-discovery by very insightful humans who realize we actually not live on a flat surface, we live on a sphere as well. Sphere, but that's hard to imagine. So Chinese view the world as sphere, but square. That's why our coins, ancient times, is circle with rectangle in the middle. And it's functional as well, not only tied with our philosophy, but this rectangle can be used as a string, the holes for the strings to go through. That way it's easier to hold money into a particular type of quantity. So Chinese often say 万贯 means this string of money to carry. So that's coin money storage. Then the bottom is seashells. Apparently, at a certain point in history, seashells were used as currency as well. So that represents money. That in a Chinese eye is just American US dollar sign, similar. So we have this money storage, we have this money symbol together under this private dome. That means you're rich, you're dope. So there are these two forms of money icons under your roof. Okay, so that's financially solid. And then we have, this 实 also means a solid, means it's not made of just word talk. It's proven you have a financial foundation to do anything. So I guess ancient times, this financially check you if you're able to do something, to fund something is also was a practice over there. So that's why 实 solid associated with financial solid. Okay, 力 is made of farming tool, which is more like a rake. You can see the three sharp edges over there, and this is the handle. So farming activity as agrarian society, unless you're the upper class that you don't need to work in the farm, but majority of the language users still, I guess back then, farmers. Well, actually I was wrong. majority of the language users back then probably is literate person who can afford to spend time learning about language, such abstract things, rather than being a productive member on the field, or the the managing class in ancient society. They don't need to physically do work over there, but this is the abstraction of the rake or plow used in farming activity, and using that tool to symbolize the muscle power that goes behind the tool. Because the tool is a dead thing, it doesn't do anything unless you power it with the muscle power or animal power. Wherever is this biopower source came from, because back then no engines yet, right? So it's got to be bio. Either a cow pulling the plow it through, or it's humans plow it. It symbolizes power. So it's a physical power. You physically get something done. And this is financially, you can fund something to get done. Together is 实力, means you have the resources to get things done. Okay. 宠娃, 宠 again, private house, same structure you can see there, right? The private space. But in that private space, actually, is a dragon. Capture a dragon under your roof. Wow. It means spoil. And that's, I guess, in ancient times, if you spoil somebody, you regard something, in ancient times, it means you revere something so much that under your roof, that's the most revered person under your roof. And this dragon is reverence, is the Chinese legendary animal imagined. It's actually a weather controller, because dragon in Chinese culture, instead of its destruction, means fire-spitting dragons in the West, right? It represent associated with evil, with fire. Dragon in Chinese culture is rain-producing, which for agrarian society is a blessing. It's a super auspicious animal for us. So dragons are revered in Chinese. Okay, it's made of 4 parts. So this omega sign with 2 stripes are muscle power. Most likely it could be the biceps that you are looking at. So this is somebody's forearms, almost that, not forearms, so the upper arm where the muscles can show most. That's your, flexing the muscle part. And then the top, 2 horizontal lines, then a little puncturing pointing down with this intersection over there. That means it's from heaven to the earth. This entering the earth, because this puncturing, this convex shape connected with vertical line means it's entering. So it's kind of look like a needle, right? It's pointing down. And then have this intersection means it's going inside something. And then this 2 horizontal lines means heaven and earth. So it's some heavenly thing. It can also going down to the earth. So just like the rain producing or the rain controller, they came from the heaven, and then their blessings are going to the earth, going underground. So the legend has it that the dragon can be visible or invisible, can be long or short, fat or skinny, in all kinds of shapes. But the main function of it is it's auspicious animal. Imagine an animal that can fly to the sky if they want to. Okay, so this flying part motion is made of this wingspan. So this is how Chinese express the wind. And actually it's reversed. Normally the wing is facing this way, but it's reversed. And then the top means reaching. And because it's reversed, it means unreachable. So these are some winged animal who are invisible. Or we can, okay, when Chinese flip and something horizontally, mirror image. So like the wingspan, this wing feather thing, normally facing toward the left. One is flipped, facing the right. It's a negation. It means non-winged animal, because dragon in Chinese in imagination doesn't have wings, unlike Western dragon. Chinese dragons don't need to fly with wings. They look like a snake, right, with a dragon head. They don't need to depend. They are airborne because they're rain controller. They can go heaven and earth, however, wherever they want, but they don't rely on the wings. That's why it's flipping, like a non-wing. And then this reaching symbol is non-reachable. So you cannot touch it because it's atmospherical, right? How can you touch a rain controller? But for a culture to understand this phenomenon, we have to concrete. We have to come up with an imagined auspicious animal who does this thing, connect heaven to earth to give us a blessing of rain. So that's Chinese imagination of, the rain controller. And then if you have that revered animal under your roof, you're going to respect them so much. You're going to treat them, spoil them. That's the logical. Okay, Wa is this girl symbol on the left side, and the soil double stacking up. So this double stacking of soil symbol, again, this cross is a plant in the ground. You see both the above the ground and underground portion of the plant, but the key point of that is not about the plant, it's the environment of the plant. So the second thicker horizontal line intersects with the tip of the root, means everywhere supporting or surrounding the root, which we can deduce is the soil. We have double soil sticking up together, means some higher ground or some kind of a terrain. It's not flat. It got soil at some locations stacking up. It's taller than the usual flat earth, okay? So when that paired with woman, actually, ancient times, this means unmarried woman, because we have a sign that's like house cleaner, your hand holding a duster, that, married woman image, that's social expectation. Without that symbol, it's still a girl, unmarried. So that means it's somebody's daughter. It's a young girl. What do you mean a young girl with this terrain, ups and downs? It actually means in ancient time, probably in today as well, Chinese, okay, stereotypical Asian face is flat, right? We don't, like our nose, our eyes, like we don't have deep set eyes. We don't have high rise nose bridge. So everything kind of relatively to other parts of the world, actually, right? Different races of people. Asians have the flattest face, all right? Nothing too much going downward or upward. So the terrain of our sphere of the head is pretty flat in comparison to other races. Sorry if I offend anybody. But in ancient Chinese, when we pair that terrain looking, ups and downs, this stacking up of the soil to mean it got the surface uneven, paired with a girl. That's actually Chinese appreciation of how this girl doesn't have a flat face. In relative to other flatter faced girls, this girl has a little bit more like deeply setted eyes or a little bit nose bridge, blah, blah, blah. So that's, it's almost like the culture, whatever they don't have, they will appreciate who has that feature as, the rarity factor, because it's more rare to have somebody who has more sculpted face, even sculpted, right? Why is it sculpted? Because we have things are protruding, things are resetting. There is this terrain, not flat feature. And that in Chinese regarded as a pretty girl. Eventually that pretty girl extended to kids in general terms. Without, preparing for this episode, I would not imagine this Wa, which we so commonly in contemporary Chinese use just as a baby, as a young kid, as preteen age, actually means pretty girls in ancient Chinese. Okay, 实力宠娃 is translated as solid. spoil because I like alliteration. So 宠娃 means spoil your kids in such a solidly way, means you put on the money, you put on your efforts to really spoil your kids. So over here, 实力宠娃 was used in this flyer for a private school in China that boasting about what good cafeteria they have. I mean, compared with American public school cafeterias, I mean, they have to flaunt something, right? And this is when they use 实力宠娃, means if you send your kids to school here, look at what food they have. They have such fabulous dining experience in here. That's how you're going to nourish these young minds so that they can compete. And this private school, their mission is to pass the exam so that they get good scores, so that they can go to good either universities or trade schools. So education, heavily education-oriented or minded parents are going to buy into that. And 实力宠娃 implies you have to buy, you have to pay for this. That's how you're supposed to spoil your kids. All right, thank you for your time. See you another day.